The jungle encounter. The jungle was dark, heavy, and alive with strange sounds. The tall trees blocked the sky, and the ground was wet with old rain. Every step echoed, every movement carried danger. This was not a place for the weak. This was the human jungle, a land full of secrets, full of life, and full of death. In the middle of this dangerous world, a strange figure walked slowly. It was not a human. It was a girl. But her eyes, her skin, her body told another story. She was alien. Her skin had a soft glow as if the night could not hide her. Her silver eyes moved fast, watching every shadow. She was not afraid, but she was alert. She had come here for a reason. The leaves shook above her. The air grew still. The jungle went quiet. Too quiet. And then, it happened. A huge snake, larger than any the earth had ever known, dropped from the trees. Its body was thick as a tree trunk, its scales sharp and shining like armor. Its mouth opened wide, fangs glowing with venom. Before the alien girl could move, the beast wrapped around her. The sound of crushing bone filled the air. The snake coiled tighter and tighter, its long body pressed against her arms, her legs, her chest. The alien girl gasped, her breath stolen. For the first time, she looked weak. The jungle seemed to watch, waiting for her to die, but she did not scream. She did not beg. Her eyes burned with fire. She pushed against the snake's grip, but the beast squeezed harder, confident in its power. The jungle echoed with the hiss of the snake and the sound of breaking branches. The girl closed her eyes for a second, and then something changed. Her hands, once trapped, slowly began to move. Her fingers pressed against the snake's scales. The pressure was strong, but her strength was stronger. A low sound came from her chest, not fear, not pain, but power. She gripped the snake and pushed back. The monster hissed in anger, but its body trembled. The alien girl was squeezing it, turning the fight. The jungle shook as the struggle grew fierce. Leaves fell. Trees bent and the ground cracked under their battle. The snake's eyes widened. For the first time, the beast felt fear. This was no ordinary prey. This girl was not like the humans it had crushed before. She was something else, something stronger. Her silver eyes glowed brighter. With a sudden force, she twisted her body, and the snake's coils loosened. She broke free from its grip. The jungle echoed with the sound of the beast slamming to the ground. But she was not done. She leaped forward, grabbed the snake's neck, and squeezed with both hands. The beast roared, but the jungle had no mercy. The fight had changed. The hunter was now the prey. And then, something strange happened. From the shadows, a sound of laughter broke the silence. A voice, deep and human, echoed through the jungle. The girl froze. The snake still writhed in her grip, but her eyes searched the darkness. Out from behind the trees, a man stepped forward. His face was calm, almost smiling. His eyes carried no fear. He looked at the snake, then at the alien girl, as if he had seen this battle many times before. The snake hissed, but the man raised his hand. The beast stilled. The alien girl's heart raced. She understood now. The snake was not wild. It was not hunting on its own, it was his. The man spoke, his voice low and steady. "So you survived, impressive." The alien girl did not answer. Her silver eyes stayed on him, filled with anger and suspicion. The jungle was silent again, but the air was heavy with new danger. The snake, the man, and the girl all stood in a circle of tension. The battle was not over. It had only begun. The snake's master. The jungle stood frozen. The alien girl's chest rose and fell as she held the snake by its neck. The beast twisted and hissed, but her grip was iron. For a moment, it seemed she had won. Then came the sound. A slow, calm clap. 1, 2, 3. From the darkness, the human stepped into the dim light of the jungle. He looked ordinary, yet something about him was not ordinary at all. His clothes were torn. His face was marked with scars, but his eyes, His eyes carried power. He walked with the confidence of someone who feared nothing. The girl tightened, her grip on the snake. The man only smiled. "You are stronger than I thought," he said. His voice was deep, steady, almost relaxed. "Most would be dead by now. But you are different." The girl said nothing. Her silver eyes burned, waiting for his next move. The man raised his hand slowly, and to her shock, the snake in her grip stopped fighting. Its body went still. Its eyes turned toward its master. The alien girl felt the creature's muscles relax, as if her strength no longer mattered. She released it and stepped back. The snake slid across the ground and coiled around the man's legs like a pet returning to its owner. The man stroked its head gently, and the giant beast bowed as if showing respect. The alien girl's heart raced. This was no accident. The snake had not attacked her because it was wild. It had attacked because he wanted it to. "Why?" she asked at last. Her voice was sharp, demanding. The man tilted his head, amused. "Why? Because you don't belong here. Because I wanted to see what you are capable of. And you did not disappoint." The jungle around them whispered with life, but the two stood locked in silence. The girl's hands curled into fists. She was ready to fight again, but something about him felt dangerous. He was human, yes, but not like the humans she had read about. This one controlled the jungle as if it obeyed him. The man stepped closer, his snake slithering at his feet. "Do you know what makes humans special?" he asked. The alien girl narrowed her eyes. "You are fragile, weak. Your bodies break. Your lives are short." He chuckled. "True, but we survive. We adapt. No matter how strong the enemy, no matter how impossible the fight, we find a way. Even against your kind." Her eyes widened. He knew she was not human. The man's smile grew darker. "I've met your people before. They thought they could conquer this world. They were wrong. Do you know why?" The girl took a step back, her body tense, ready. "Because we are not as weak as we look." At his words, the jungle moved. From the shadows, shapes appeared. Eyes glowed in the darkness. Snakes slid from the trees, birds perched on branches, insects buzzed in swarms. The entire jungle was alive, waiting for his command. The girl's breath caught. He wasn't alone. The jungle itself was his weapon. The man spread his arms as if he was presenting an army. "This is my domain. Every creature here listens to me. You fought one snake, but can you fight them all?" The alien girl's heart pounded. Her power was great, but even she could not battle an entire jungle. Yet she refused to show fear. She stood tall, her silver eyes glowing brighter. The man took another step, now only a few feet away. The snake at his side lifted its head, ready to strike. "You should leave while you still can," he said softly. "But something tells me you won't." The alien girl's lips curled into a small smile. "You are right, I don't run." In that moment, the jungle roared. 1,000 creatures cried out at once. Birds flew into the sky, insects swarmed the air, and snakes slithered from every direction. The ground shook under the weight of beasts moving as one. The alien girl closed her eyes. Her body shimmered with a faint glow. She was outnumbered, but she was not afraid. She whispered to herself words in her alien tongue, and when she opened her eyes again, they burned like fire. The jungle was ready to kill her. The human was ready to test her, but she was ready to fight them all. And somewhere in the shadows, the real mystery began. Who was this man? And why did he already know her kind? The battle of wills was only starting. Power shift. The jungle was alive, louder than thunder. Birds screamed, wings flapping like storms in the trees. Snakes slithered over roots, their scales hissing against the wet ground. Insects swarmed, blackening the air. The human stood calm. His hand raised, and every creature moved as if his fingers pulled invisible strings. The alien girl stood in the middle of the chaos, her glowing eyes fixed on him. She had faced monsters before, but never like this. This was not a wild attack, this was control. This was war. The man's voice carried through the noise. You see now? This world belongs to us. To me. You can break one snake, maybe two. But can you fight the whole jungle? The girl's silver eyes narrowed. She did not step back. She did not bow. Her heart beat faster, but her voice was steady. You command beasts. Impressive. But strength is not only numbers. The man chuckled, low and cruel. Let us test that. At his command, the swarm attacked. From the ground, snakes shot forward faster than arrows. From above, birds dove like knives, claws ready to tear. Insects covered the air, buzzing like living blades. The alien girl moved. Her body shimmered, glowing brighter with each second. She spun, her hands slicing the air. Birds crashed into invisible force. Snakes smashed against her strength. Her power pulsed like waves, throwing creatures back. But they kept coming. For every bird that fell, 10 more took its place. For every snake broken, more slid from the shadows. The jungle was endless. The man smiled, watching. He did not move. He only commanded. The alien girl's breath grew heavy. Her strength was great, but even she felt the weight of endless enemies. Still, she refused to fall. She leaped into the air, her feet landing on a thick branch above. From there, she looked down on the man. Her voice rang across the chaos. You hide behind animals. Why not face me yourself? The man looked up, his smile calm. Because I do not need to. The jungle is enough. His snake hissed, its body wrapping tighter around his legs as if sharing his confidence. The girl's eyes glowed brighter, her body pulsing with alien power. She lifted both hands, and with a sudden force the air around her exploded. A shockwave rushed through the jungle. Birds screamed and fell. Snakes flew across the ground. Insects scattered like dust. The earth itself shook. For the first time, silence followed. The girl stood tall, her silver glow like a star in the darkness. Her voice was sharp. Your jungle obeys you, but I will break it. The man's smile faded for the first time. His eyes narrowed. He raised his hand again, but fewer creatures moved. Many lay broken, too weak to rise. A shift had begun. The girl dropped down from the tree, landing softly on the ground. She stepped closer to him, her glow growing. The air between them was hot with power. The man spoke again, but his voice was different now, less amused, more careful. You are stronger than the others I've seen, stronger than I expected, but do not think this changes anything. The jungle is endless. I am endless. The girl tilted her head. You call this power? You are nothing without them. Remove the beasts, and what are you? His jaw tightened. For the first time, his calm began to crack. The snake at his side hissed and rose high, ready to strike. The girl's eyes burned like silver fire. She did not step back. Then came the moment of silence, heavy and sharp before the storm. The man's voice dropped low. You should not have come here. The girl whispered back, and you should not have challenged me. In a flash, both moved. The snake lunged, but the girl caught it midair, twisting its body with unnatural strength. The man raised his hands, summoning what remained of his creatures. But the girl's glow burst brighter, brighter than before. The jungle shook again. The balance was breaking. The alien girl was no longer just defending herself. She was pushing back. She was turning the fight, and as the human watched, his smile faded completely. For the first time, his eyes showed something he had never allowed before. Fear. The power had shifted. The question was no longer if she could survive. The question was, what else was she hiding? The jungle was still, waiting. The fight between them was only beginning, but one truth had already become clear. The hunter and the prey had changed places. Alien secret revealed. The jungle was broken. Fallen branches, shattered nests, and the bodies of silent creatures covered the ground. The air smelled of smoke and dust, though no fire had touched the earth. It was her power, the alien girl's strength, that had burned the night. She stood tall in the center, her silver glow dimming for a moment as she caught her breath. Around her, the jungle creatures crawled away, too broken or too afraid to attack again. The human watched in silence, his snake still coiled around him, its body tense, its tongue flicking the air. The man's eyes no longer smiled. He studied, her now sharp and calculating, as if searching for the limits of her power. "You should not exist," he said finally. His voice was low, cold. "Your kind was never meant to walk this earth again." The girl's silver eyes locked on him. She tilted her head, curious. "You know my kind." The man took a slow step forward. His boots crushed broken leaves underfoot. "I know more than you think. I have seen your people before. Long ago they came. They thought they could claim this planet. They thought they could own us. But they were wrong." The girl's body stiffened. Memories flashed in her mind. Whispers of her ancestors. Warnings carved into memory. She had been told humans were weak, simple creatures, barely able to defend themselves. But this man, this human, was different. "You lie," she said, though her voice carried doubt. The man smirked. "Do I? Or are you afraid to face the truth?" The jungle went quiet again, as if waiting for her answer. She closed her eyes. Her chest rose and fell slowly. When she opened them, her silver glow returned brighter than before. "No," she whispered. "I do not fear the truth. I am the truth." And then it happened. Her body changed. Her skin, once pale with a faint glow, began to crack like glass. Light spilled through the lines, glowing veins racing across her arms, her neck, her face. Her silver eyes became white fire, shining so bright that the man had to shield his face. Her voice deepened, layered with something more than human, more than flesh. "You think you know my kind, human, but you have seen only shadows. You have not seen me." The air grew heavy. The ground trembled under her feet. The jungle itself seemed to bow, trees groaning, leaves shaking as if nature recognized her power. The man stepped back. His snake hissed, unsettled for the first time. Her glow spread until her entire body was a storm of light. When she spoke again, her words carried across the jungle like thunder. "We were not made to rule. We were made to end." The man's jaw tightened. "End what?" She lifted her glowing hands. The earth beneath them cracked, glowing veins spreading across the soil like fire under glass. "End weakness. End fear. End lies." The man's calm cracked. For the first time, he looked unsettled. He raised his hand, commanding what creatures were left. But the jungle hesitated. Birds stayed in the branches. Snakes refused to strike. Even the insects scattered. The jungle, his weapon, no longer obeyed him. Because now, it obeyed her. The girl's silver fire reached higher, brighter. A scream echoed, not from her lips, but from deep inside, from her blood, her ancestors, her kind. The cry of something greater than a single being. The human stumbled back, his snake twisting in panic. His eyes widened, and for the first time, he whispered, "Impossible." The girl stepped closer, her voice shaking the ground. "You asked what I am. I will show you." Her hands reached out, and the snake froze in midair, trapped by her power. The massive beast writhed, but invisible force held it still. With a flick of her wrist, she hurled it into the trees, where it crashed with a roar. The man's face twisted with fury. "You don't understand what you've done." But she only smiled, her glowing eyes piercing him. "No, human. It is you who does not understand." She raised her hand, and for a moment, the entire jungle lit up, every tree glowing with her alien fire. The night became day, the darkness shattered, and in that light the truth was clear. This girl was not just alien. She was a weapon, She was a secret her kind had hidden. She was the last of something old, something dangerous. The human clenched his fists, his calm mask broken at last. He stared at her with both anger and fear. The jungle was no longer his. The power had shifted completely, and deep inside his mind, one thought screamed louder than the chaos around him. If this girl's secret was real, then the world itself was in danger. The battle was no longer between a man and an alien. It was between humanity and something far greater. The human's plan, the jungle still glowed faintly from her power. The alien girl stood like a burning star, her silver fire pulsing through the earth. The human faced her, his snake broken and the jungle silent. For the first time, the balance was no longer his. But he did not run. He did not beg. He only straightened his back and looked her in the eyes. "You really are the last," he said softly. The girl tilted her head, confused. "The last of what?" "The last of your kind that still carries the weapon inside," the man replied. His voice no longer mocked. It carried something heavier. Knowledge. "I've been searching for you. And now, I've found you." Her eyes narrowed, glowing brighter. "You hunt me? Why?" He stepped closer, unafraid of the light burning from her skin. "Because the others failed. They came here long ago, full of pride, thinking humans were weak. We crushed them. But you are different. You are not just another alien. You are a weapon designed to destroy, and I cannot let that power run free." The alien girl's fists clenched, her voice thundered. "You dare to think you can stop me?" The man's lips curved into a small smile. "Not stop you. Use you." The jungle went silent again. The night seemed to lean closer, listening. "Use me," she repeated, her tone sharp with disbelief. "Yes," the man said. "You think I control the jungle? That is only the surface. My power is not the animals. It is survival. Humans are not strong, not fast, not gifted like your kind. But we endure. We adapt. We bend the world until it obeys us. And your power is exactly what humanity needs." Her glowing eyes flared. "You would enslave me?" He shook his head slowly. "No. I would guide you. You think you are a storm? Unstoppable. But even storms can be harnessed. You could burn this jungle, this planet, this universe to ash. Or," he spread his hands as if presenting a choice, "you could join me. Together we would create a force no one could resist." The girl's fire dimmed for a heartbeat, not from weakness, but from shock. She had expected hatred, violence, another attack. But this? An invitation? Her voice trembled, half in anger, half in confusion. "You offer alliance after you tried to kill me?" The man's smile returned. "A test. That's all it was. I needed to know your limits, to see if you were the one. And you are. Strong, enough to survive, strong enough to shape the future. But raw power is not enough. You need a plan. You need me." She stared at him, her mind racing. She had been sent here with one mission, to learn if humans were a threat. Her people had told her humans were small, fragile, insignificant. Yet here stood one who had turned the jungle into his weapon, who had faced her alien fire without breaking. And now he wanted her to join him. Her lips curled into a small, bitter smile. "You speak like a king without a crown." He laughed softly. "No, not a king. A builder. A survivor. While your kind looked to the stars, mine learned to fight with whatever we had. Stone, fire, steel, even beasts of the earth. And now, I will use you." She stepped closer, her fire lighting his face. "And what if I refuse?" The man's eyes darkened, his voice dropped low. "Then you die. Here. Tonight." For a moment silence pressed between them, heavy and sharp. The alien girl's fire flared brighter again. She stood tall, unshaken. You think you can kill me? You saw what I am? Yes, he said, his smile returning. And I also saw your weakness. Every weapon has one. Yours hides behind your fire, your strength. But I will find it. That is what humans do. We find the cracks. The ground rumbled as if answering his words. From deep within the earth came a sound, low and ancient. The girl turned sharply, her glowing eyes searching the shadows. The man's voice carried over the rumble. Did you think the jungle was my only ally? No, alien. This world is full of secrets, and some of them are older than your people. A roar split the night. The trees shook, the ground cracked. Something massive moved in the dark, far bigger than the snake she had crushed. The man's smile widened. I told you. I do not fight alone. The alien girl's fire blazed higher. Her body tensed, ready for what was coming. The jungle trembled as the hidden beast drew closer, its shadow swallowing the moonlight. And in that moment, she understood. This fight was not about her survival anymore. It was about his plan. A plan to use her. A plan to control her. A plan to claim her power for humanity. The test was over. The real battle was about to begin. The battle of wills. The ground shook like a living drum. From the darkness came a roar so deep that even the trees seemed to bend away. The alien girl's glowing eyes narrowed as the earth split open, roots tearing, stones breaking. Something old and monstrous was rising. The human stood calm, his hands folded behind his back, his snake curling at his feet once again. He watched her, not the beast. His voice carried clear over the thunder. This is the moment, alien. This is where you show me if you are weapon or nothing. From the broken earth rose a creature so massive it made the giant snake look small. Its body was covered in thick black scales shining like wet stone. Its head was crowned with jagged horns, its mouth glowing faintly as if fire lived inside. Every step cracked the ground. The alien girl braced herself, her fire pulsing through her veins. The jungle trembled with every movement of the beast. You command even this? She asked, her voice steady. The man smiled faintly. Not command. Awaken. This creature has slept beneath us for centuries. It remembers a time before your kind came. And now, it will test you for me. The beast roared, its cry shaking the night. Birds scattered into the sky, and even the strongest trees shook until branches snapped. The air was hot with its breath. The alien girl stepped forward, her glow flaring brighter. Then let it try. The monster lunged, faster than its size should allow. Its claws slashed through the ground where she had stood a moment before. She leaped aside, her body glowing like a streak of light. The earth exploded under the beast's strike, sending rocks flying. The girl countered, her hands burning silver as she struck its side. The impact echoed like thunder, sparks flying from its scales. But the creature barely flinched. It turned its burning eyes toward her and roared again. The man's voice echoed through the chaos. Do you see now? Raw power is not enough. The question is, can you endure? The girl ignored him. Her focus was the beast. She darted forward faster, striking its chest, its legs, its throat. Each hit glowed with alien fire, but the scales held firm. The monster swung its tail, and she was thrown across the clearing, smashing through a tree. She rose, dust and leaves falling from her shoulders. Her fire burned stronger now, her eyes glowing like stars. She wiped the blood from her lips and whispered to herself, "Not enough. More." Her body blazed brighter, so bright the night itself seemed to run away. She charged again, her strikes faster, harder, burning the creature's scales. With a scream, she drove both glowing fists into its chest. The monster staggered, roaring in pain for the first time. The man's smile faded slightly. His eyes narrowed. He whispered under his breath, "So, the weapon awakens." The girl pressed forward, her fire growing with every heartbeat. The beast swung its claws again, but this time she caught them, stopping the strike mid-air. Her strength shook the ground as she pushed back. The glow from her hands spread across its arm, burning through the black scales. The monster howled, thrashing in pain. The earth cracked deeper, fire spilling from the wound she had carved into its flesh. The girl roared back, her voice layered with alien power. I will not be your test. With one final strike, she hurled the beast onto its back. The ground shook as its massive body crashed into the earth. The jungle fell silent again, save for the beast's heavy breathing. The girl stood over it, her fire dimming but her will unbroken. She turned toward the man. Her voice was sharp, full of fury. Is this your plan? To throw monsters at me until I break? The man did not move. His face was calm again, almost cold. No, that was only the beginning. You are strong, yes. But strength without control is chaos. You burn too bright. You cannot aim your fire. That makes you dangerous. Her fists clenched. Dangerous to you. His eyes hardened. Dangerous to everyone. For a moment they stared at each other, the fallen beast still trembling between them. The air was heavy, not with noise, but with something stronger, two wills colliding. The alien girl's fire flared once more. You want to use me. You want to control me. But I am not your weapon. I am my own. The man stepped forward, his voice low and steady. And that is why you will lose. Because in the end, it is not the strongest who survives. It is the one who bends. The one who adapts. That is the will of humanity. That is my will. Their eyes locked, neither backing down. The jungle itself seemed to lean closer, waiting for the clash that was coming. The beast lay broken, but the true battle was just beginning. Not of strength, but of will. And in that silent moment, both knew only one would walk away, the twist ending. The night was broken. The jungle that once roared with life now stood silent, crushed under the weight of battle. Trees lay torn apart. The ground still smoked where the alien girl's fire had burned. The great beast lay in the dirt, its body twitching weakly, defeated but not dead. The girl stood tall, her glow dim but steady, her breath sharp and heavy. She had fought the jungle. She had fought the monster. She had proved her strength. Yet her eyes stayed locked on the man. He had not moved. He stood calm, hands at his sides, watching her with the same strange patience as before. His snake had returned to him, coiled at his feet, its yellow eyes glowing in the dark. You survived, he said at last, his voice quiet but heavy, like the final strike of a drum. Even the beast could not end you. The girl's eyes narrowed. And still you stand here speaking as if you control everything. What is left for you now? You have lost. The man tilted his head. Lost? A faint smile touched his lips. No, you misunderstand. The test is finished and you have passed. Her fists clenched. What do you mean? He stepped forward slowly, the snake sliding behind him. His voice grew steadier, colder. You think I wanted to kill you? No. If you had died, you would have been useless to me. But you lived. You burned through the jungle. You crushed my monster. And you revealed what you truly are. That was the point. Her heart pounded. A chill ran through her glowing skin. You wanted me to reveal myself. Yes. His eyes gleamed like steel. Now I know your secret. Now I know the weapon your people hid. You are not a soldier. You are not a spy. You are the key. The girl stepped back, fire sparking from her skin. Key to what? The man's voice dropped low, almost a whisper. To the end of all things. The jungle shivered, as if the earth itself heard his words. The girl shook her head. No. I control my power. I decide what I am. The man chuckled, slow and sharp. You believe that, but already you feel it, don't you? The fire inside you. It grows with every battle. It feeds on struggle. It will never stop. One day, it will consume you. And when that day comes, you will not decide anything. You will destroy everything. Her fire dimmed for a moment, her body trembling, not from fear of him but from fear of herself. Was he right? Was the power inside her something she could never control? He saw the hesitation in her eyes and his smile widened. That is why you need me. You fight me, yet I am the only one who understands what you are. Alone, you will burn this world. With me, you will reshape it. She lifted her chin, fire sparking back into her gaze. I would rather burn than bow. The man's calm face hardened. Then burn. The snake hissed loudly, the fallen beast groaned, and the ground cracked again. But the man raised a hand, not to attack, but to signal something. From the shadows beyond the broken jungle, shapes appeared. Dozens of humans, armored and armed, stepped into the clearing. Their eyes glowed faintly, just like his. Their faces were cold, expressionless. The alien girl froze. This was no ordinary group. These were not villagers or soldiers. These were something else. The man's voice rang clear. Did you think I was the only one? No, alien, we are many. Humanity has evolved, and we have been waiting for you. Her fire surged, brighter than ever. She stood ready, but inside, doubt twisted like a knife. She had thought she was facing one human, one snake, one jungle. But now she saw the truth. This was not his power alone. This was a plan far larger, older, deeper than she had imagined. The man's final words cut the silence. You are not the hunter here. You are the prize. The humans stepped closer, their glowing eyes fixed on her. The jungle shook again, as if joining their march. The alien girl's fire roared, wrapping her in silver light. She stood tall, refusing to break, but her mind burned with a single thought. Had she walked into a trap from the beginning? The night closed around them, heavy and endless. The battle of strength was over. The battle of wills was burning, and the war had only just begun.